I'm Robert Bell, and we're here at the 2013 NAB show talking with thought leaders in media contribution and distribution about some of the most important trends shaping the industry, from technology shifts to changing viewer expectations. And here's what one of them had to say about the most important changes taking place today.
Well, as the content contribution and the technology in sense of the content is progressing and is evolving, also on the satellite side, we have a very good or interesting technologies coming into the market. As you know, for example, the electric propulsion satellites is something that, together with lower launch systems, is creating new economics into these models where satellite has been natural solution for broadcast since the beginning and will continue to be with these new technologies. And in addition to this, you have these new technologies like KA or high throughput satellites, for example, that again will help in this convergence of content distribution with connectivity, with different economies that will make more feasible to extend that to a wider base of customers. As I mentioned, one of the top priorities is to include the connectivity services to the distribution platforms they have today, so that's one of the top priorities. And the other is to aggregate some content that today we see a lot of, for example, Latin communities that are based in US or Europe, and we are looking or seeing some demand to provide more content to these Latin communities. And the other thing that is happening in Mexico or Latin America is that there's some local content in some states that want to go national. So eventually we're working with a couple of satellite segment providers to provide some antenna seeding programs to extend this content into national or regional areas. Well, what we're working now with, again, to keep up in the trend of the technology is different things, like, for example, the HDTV and the smart TVs and all these capabilities are combining the requirement for us to provide just content distribution to connectivity also to the operators. So eventually this convergence of content with internet connectivity and real-time information that we can get to the end user is something that is creating new business opportunities for us. We actually are working right now in a project in Mexico, which is very interesting, which is providing connectivity to 3,000 remote villages. So this is to rural areas where there's no other means of communications. So eventually we will provide not only internet to these communities, but also telephone services. And we're looking into some IPTV technologies that are showing up here in the show. And eventually we will bring state-of-the-art systems or services to these remote and unserved areas that today don't have any type of service. Okay? Well, we definitely will be a positive impact. As you mentioned, this is something that the demand is there for the users to demand into the content providers and the service providers seamless connectivity through all the devices they have in the house. Okay? So eventually what we think will happen, at least in Mexico and Latin America, where we're more focused, is that there will be an increase of demand of more complex content and connectivity models from the service providers that are our customers, and eventually these will provide better ARPU models to the service providers, and also to be more efficient to get some of the younger segments of the market that everybody of us is very interested in catching up. You know. Well, it's very exciting to see the future for the next 3-4 years. We're working now in very interesting projects. There's some good expectations about new technologies like ultra high definition, for example, that eventually will demand much more capacity from the satellite providers. But also, on the other hand, we're working a very interesting project, for example, that the customer will demand to get content everywhere, doesn't matter where they are, including ships, boats, or airplanes, for example. So we're working now with a couple of companies to provide some connectivity into airplanes for video and connectivity. So we are working with them. This is very sophisticated technology and models, but I'm certainly know that eventually in the next 3 years, people will be able to see video in mobile devices or airplanes or anywhere where they are, much more common of what you have today. So it's a very good expectation for us.